not fight against it, but we know how to capitalize on it. Because again, opportunity is always created. It's always created when these things happen. So just know that we've got your best interest, and we'll be able to help you navigate through that in a way that I don't think anyone else is going to be able to. You don't hear from us.
Go ahead, Kev. No,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll wait. Okay.
It's just fun.
Yes, I was just going to say that there is one very dangerous thing that always happens right here. What always happens is that, so guys, there's also this curve, and unfortunately, I'm having to use my touchpad. I don't even have a mouse right now, so forgive my.
I think you're doing a good job without the mouse, by the way.
Yeah, but still, here it goes. It's going to go bad now. Wow, I'm kind of surprised I'm doing a bell curve with this. All right, so this is the other thing to keep in mind is the pioneers are always right here, okay? And then you have, during the growth phase, this is what happens, and you have a bunch of people coming in. Consolidation usually begins right here when the majority of the market is now aware and is coming in. What happens though is that during this time, a lot of people come in and they say, I've seen all these success stories. I've seen all these people doing really well. It must work. But unfortunately, it's not working quite the same way that it was before. And this is unfortunately a very dangerous place as well, because this is where you see the most number of what we call high price scams, which is people or companies come in and say, oh, no, it is still working. You just have to know the real secrets for it. If you pay me 5 grand or 10 grand or 20 grand or 30 grand, whatever, then I can show you those real secrets. And it's a very, very dangerous thing because guys, there really are no real secrets. Okay, it's a very straightforward thing. Amazon will sell your stuff as long as it makes them money. Amazon will stop selling your stuff when it stops making them money. You will do the same thing. You will stop selling stuff when it stops making you money, and you will keep selling stuff as long as it makes you money. It's the same idea. So you guys really have to watch out right here, because this is what you will start seeing a lot more of, where you'll start seeing people go, oh, I really know what's happening. Let me charge you a bunch of money and I can really help you. But you just have to be cautious about it. Now, some of those are legitimate. There's just no way to know which ones, right? So you just have to be much more cautious during the stage as well. What always happens, the best opportunity is always created right here in this phase, because right as stabilization is happening and efficiency is being encouraged in one industry, there is always a second industry that's being created out of that, okay? And that's our whole idea. What we recognize is that there are right now industries being created where we are in the pioneering stage again. And that's what we really have to work to capture, and that's what we have to work on bringing out to the market as well, in addition to what we have already been doing. Okay, and that's the overall idea behind what we're doing, why we are in a way shooting ourselves in the foot by saying, hey guys, here's one thing that we teach you that may not be as effective soon, or you have to be more careful with, right? Think about it. If our aim was just to make money, we would be on this webinar right now telling you guys, this is working even better. And that's why we've raised the price of Genesis to 5,000. You should go buy it. We're telling you the opposite, that be cautious. Be cautious about this. We're coming to a different stage. Thankfully, Kevin and I, Jason, don't rely on this for our livelihood, like we have other things. So we can tell you guys this honestly without having to behave in a certain way. Anyways, hopefully that helped you guys, okay? Hopefully this all is useful information. And Kev, if you want to add a few thoughts, and I'd like to move on to a couple other things.
Yeah, I just want to say this is a lot of fun, and we have a lot of people. I think it's almost packed out here, and it's really cool to get on here because we didn't plan to talk about these growth cycles and things of that nature. We just know you need to know it, right? And it's really cool. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for being here and going through this stuff with us, because it's helped us immensely. And if you grasp even some of this, it'll help you out a lot too. So that's all. I just want to say thanks, because everyone's on here. They're looks like they're enjoying it. Looks like this is good content, and it looks like they're getting it, and that's really exciting to me, because it kind of expands your mind and what you can see a little bit more of, I think, the way we think and the way we do things. And I hope it makes sense, because it doesn't always make sense because we don't always talk about it. We don't always come out and say this is why we do the things we do. And it doesn't make sense, and it's cool to kind of get on here and walk you guys through this stuff. So appreciate you guys being here. Really awesome.
does Matt have any thoughts about what we just discussed? And if so, this is the moment, Matt, because we're about to change topics.
Hey, Atash. I actually didn't know a lot of that, so kind of leaning too. But
Awesome.
I've never really done FBA, but I did do my first personal shopping trip about a week ago, and luckily Amazon let me send it all in, so that's good. But yeah, it definitely looks like that some of these tools and marketplaces and stuff that we've been working on in the background is going to get bigger now.
Yeah, but actually that's a very beautiful thing that you just said there. If you guys think about it, the reason why we have, so if you've noticed, on the INFINii side, we've been doing all these local events all over the US where we've been taking people shopping and so on. And it's weird to me because there are some people out there who are like, oh, they're gonna go shopping, or they're like almost like trying to put it down. We're like, do you guys even realize that, for one, we're not charging hundreds of dollars to come to the event or anything like that. It's very, very content heavy. There's no sales pitching at all. But it actually is one of the best ways to do FBA right now, because if you do it the way we teach you to do with shopping for profits, it's actually you're targeting these type of products, right? You're targeting products that have low price, have a small size, have seasonal appeal, and are selling out very quickly. So you're actually very likely to not have any problems. You're very unlikely to have any problems if you're using the shopping for profit system to do your FBA stuff. If you're sourcing large orders and you're bringing stuff in from China and doing all of that stuff, then you're more likely to run into problems, because it might be an untested product, and Amazon is very, very careful about untested things. Now, many times you just won't get any issues because it's a new ASIN, maybe even it might be a completely new thing that you're doing, so Amazon will let you test it out. But for many of you who are looking to jump on existing things and stuff like that, you're going to run into some issues there. You're not going to run into quite as many issues on the careful shopping for profits things. The other benefit of doing it that way is the likelihood of you being out a few $1,000s is low, right? You're not going to spend $5,000 going to Walmart, hopefully. And if you were planning on doing that, we actually have a solution for that coming soon with couponing systems and so on. So we'll talk about that as well. But hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, and hopefully you guys see why we have been a little bit more focused on the shopping side and taking you guys shopping, instead of trying to focus as much on let's show you how to source even more items, because that market is in an interesting place. Okay, I won't say dangerous, in an interesting place.
Well, and also, Hitesh, that gets affected by economies, right? So if something happens with China, and you can have a lot of effects that are outside of your control with that. You can definitely control, I see the item for $1 in front of me, it's selling for $2, right? So that leads into that as well. So lots of reasons.
Yep, exactly. And it depends on Amazon's fees and what happens.
Yeah.
If we have driverless trucks coming out soon, then your cost of transport will go down, so the shipping fees might go down, and that will affect things. If somebody gets elected who says, all right, we're gonna force more equity in trade or something, you're going to see some interesting things happen from that. So this is not just a case of teaching you guys, here are the rules of Amazon and how it works. It's also about teaching you guys, here's what's happening in the economy as a whole that's going to influence what's going to happen next. So this eye for seasonal items is part of that. Learning how to choose items that are going to gain or lose in the near future from different market forces is one of the great things about being part of a community, right? Why else do you need a community? Because in a community, you get that information from so many different sources that you can keep up with things. That's why we are so heavy on making sure we have a nice community. We are all looking out for each other. We kind of do these kind of informal webinars and so on. So it's interesting. We enjoy doing it, and I'm glad you guys like it as well. So let's talk really quickly about a question that has come up. I think more than any other in the webinars, in support desk and so on, where people ask, okay, so what's the key difference between INFINii and DST? Why has INFINii not replaced DST, or vice versa? Like, why do these two things exist simultaneously? And that's because they do serve very different, distinct marketplaces right now. In the world out there, you have, and this will be good to get Matt's perspective onto as well, because he's a user, right? So he's a user of these two systems. I would like to see what he has to say. Hopefully, good things about both. But let me explain a little bit of what's happening. So you've seen a little bit of background thinking on why we are doing things the way that we are. Why do we want to develop a marketplace? Why do we want to develop a system that is more global in reach than a US-based English training on how to do FBA in US, something like that? There's a big reason. Those are some of the background reasons for why we went in that direction, why we want to build it like that. There are a few other reasons on top of it as well. But let's walk through exactly what happens in INFINii versus DST. So DST is obviously cheaper to get started with, okay? It focuses primarily on selling on eBay, starting out at 20 bucks a month, okay? The idea is really to introduce somebody to e-commerce and help them start making profits, okay? It's a very, very easy sale. It's a very strong message, and it really stands to itself. You guys know, we have talked about it before. We don't really make hardly any money at all on somebody signing up for Pro because of the commissions we pay and all the other things. But we're happy to provide it, and we're glad that we have been able to provide it the way we have. There have been cases, there have been situations where we've been advised to raise the prices by a lot. We were advised actually to completely get rid of the 20 bucks and go minimum to 50. And we, after a lot of thought amongst ourselves, between Jason, Kevin, and I, we decide, no, we want to keep this at 20. We want to give all the tools for free and all that stuff. And that's the reason why we've done it that way. Now, INFINii has a different build altogether. INFINii starts out at $49.95, okay? But it focuses not on eBay alone. And this is part of what we were just talking about, right? That you have to learn to diversify. You have to make sure you have control. So INFINii covers, actually, let me just see. If you go in here. So actually, immediately you can see what's going on here. First of all, there's a more of a global approach here. We actually have a tour going on in Europe right now. We have people coming in from all over the world. We have translations in many different languages. So you can see, English, German, Russian, Indonesian, and all that stuff. That's one of the big things, right? It's a more global reach there. Now I'll explain in a second why that global reach is so important, and you guys will begin to hopefully have light bulbs come on, and you will kind of panic in a nice way. But on top of that, the idea is that we need to be able to equip somebody right from the day one to sell on eBay, to sell on Amazon, to do shopping for profits, to sell on Bonanza, to give them all the tools, to learn how to sell if you're an international member, to be trained to manage somebody else's e-commerce accounts, to be trained in a way to enough effect that you are able to go get a job. If you're somebody in Philippines or India or Malaysia, we want to make sure that you are trained enough that you can actually go get a job at the local Amazon or the local e-commerce big site that's coming up in your location. Those are some of the things that we're trying to do here. So the approach is a little bit more professional. It's a little bit more focused on equipping you with everything possible, and it's more step by step. Okay, so it's eBay, Amazon, Bonanza, plus international stuff, all in one shot. And in terms of the tools, it does the same thing. So you have your product research, you have your eBay listings, you have your Bonanza listing creator, you have your Amazon's management where you can manage your products on Amazon and reprice them and so on. All of that is available at the $50 level. Now that's where it's obviously much cheaper than DST in that sense, because in DST, you learn how to sell on Amazon at the $500 Monopoly and at the $1,500 Genesis. So the whole idea with INFINii was, let's remove those costs as much as we can from the front, so a user can make money first and then they can go out from there, right? So that was one of the big focuses there and why you see this difference. But there is a bigger thing happening in the background. It's very important for us. Okay, so keep in mind, guys, we just said that at 20 bucks teaching on eBay and giving those tools, we don't really make much money as a company. Here we put out INFINii, which has even more costs for us, because now we have translations, we have support staff that speak different languages, we have people providing training in different languages, and on top of that, we have even more tools available, and we pay very high commissions. So clearly, we are not making nearly any money in INFINii. In fact, I mean, Kevin, Jason, and I have probably, if I'm correct, and Kevin, correct me if I'm not, but I don't think we've actually drawn anything from INFINii yet, even though it's done more in sales than DST. So we've actually not drawn money from there at all. Now, there's a big reason for that. Why do we want to do this? Is the same way that Amazon sells physical products and they make no money on it. They do it for a background reason. What we believe is that we have to have a global reach so we can attract vendors and manufacturers in other places to come and list into our marketplaces. That's the primary. And I'm sorry, guys. I would move it over to the mute button super fast, but I don't, so it takes a second. So one of the big reasons is to develop this massive global marketplace where we can attract manufacturers from all these different places and bring them in so they can list their items. And you know what starts happening is something very, very beautiful. There has been this really interesting explosion over the last 4 or 5 years on what we call transactional platforms. You're all aware of these. You have things like Uber and Airbnb and Amazon's FBA program, many other things like that, where the idea is that the company is there just to facilitate things, and it's really user A and user B who are interacting with each other, right? So you have the car owner who becomes a taxi driver in Uber's case, A, and you're the passenger B, and they interact with each other, and Uber is just here to facilitate that whole thing. Airbnb does the same thing, where you have X who owns a property and Y who wants to live somewhere for a day, and it facilitates that. FBA, you have M who has a product that they want to sell, and then N who is a customer, they can buy it at a cheap price, and Amazon facilitates things. So we kind of are going with the same approach, that we bring members from all places in the entire world who list their items in the marketplace, and then the other members can sell items all over the world in all the different marketplaces without focusing or being tied down just to the US marketplace alone. Okay, so hopefully you can see what we're trying to do. In this entire phase, the US e-commerce market is coming to a consolidation phase, while the overseas e-commerce markets are going to the pioneer through growth phase. That's where they're headed right now. So that's the first thing. Let's bring that market into play. The second thing that we're trying to do is actually establish something similar to FBA, but for dropshippers, but for people who are selling on other websites. That's the other thing that's never been done. It's a very interesting opportunity. We're kind of excited about, if we are able to pull this off, this will kind of explode in a very unique way. So that's the other thing we're doing. The other big point is what we believe will be the real future, which is digital exchanges between people, local exchanges between the people. So one other thing that we are doing right now is, not only can people list products in our marketplace, and guys, this is all going on right now, just so you know, okay, this is not like fantasy talk that it'll be cool if this happened. This is all happening right now. We have people in Korea landing in a week and a half who are setting up Korean manufacturers. We have people coming over from Indonesia. We have people coming over from all sorts of places in the world doing that right now. But the other thing we're doing is establishing a foothold in local economies. This is very good for especially those of you who are online marketers too. One of the things we're doing right now is, let's take case of India, okay? And I can speak somewhat intelligently about India. You have people who do most of their purchasing not online, but they do most of their purchases by going to local stores that they have established relationships with. So imagine the same thing that you do right now, where you go to Amazon because they have Prime and you know what to buy there. Imagine the same thing happening where you have a local store that can basically list their items for their local user base, and that local user base can go over and purchase items from there and generate business volume and generate sales and so on. So we are really trying to take it to a completely different direction, kind of like a combination of Uber, which locally shows you have a cab driver about 5 minutes away from you. We're combining that with the e-commerce marketplace. It's a very interesting, novel idea, even if I say so myself. I like to say that because that's one of the things that Matt has to acknowledge is my idea. But on top of that, we think that it is kind of the way that things will happen in the future, right? Because there's this level of exhaustion that we're about to reach with pure online purchases, where people are going, no, I'm happy about the online purchasing, but I really want to see, does somebody around me in the next, in the 5-minute radius have this thing so I can go look at it? Or somebody who provides a service, maybe a hair salon or whatever. So all of those things are kind of combination of things together. Now, we think that the only model that will allow us to do this is the network marketing model, because network marketing is a word of mouth distribution system. And that's what will work. And all of these companies, including Amazon and eBay and Google, started out using that model. So that's kind of why we have a very, very strong focus on that model in INFINii. So a lot of people go in, they're like, oh, INFINii is probably talking more about the recruiting side. It's actually not true at all. In terms of pure value and what's available in INFINii, there is a whole lot more than what you have even in DST, which is already the best that you have, by far the best thing that we've ever seen. There's even more there. but it's not there because that's the business model. It's there to attract the network marketing system so we can actually get the growth in these other industries. That's the whole idea. So hopefully you guys understand the difference between DST and INFINii and so on. If I think we've addressed hopefully all the questions. You guys have the choice to do whatever you want. We don't really have, I mean, this is not a sales webinar for either one. You guys are DST members, you're our family members. We're going to give you all the information we can all the time about the e-commerce world. There is just a scope and a concept that's a little bit bigger on INFINIi's on INFINii side than it was on the DST side. And that's really all it is. Okay, so does that answer everything? Beautiful. Look at that. I really like yeses. So what is going to be happening with DST is a few things. The first thing that we're going to be doing with DST, and you know, I'm going to get Matt's opinion on this as well, but I'm going to talk about something very interesting. One of the things that's going to happen with DST is that we're going to go over to a single tier platform as well. So we can accept PayPal, so we can make this more of a traditional retail training model instead of just, because we kind of boxed in the MLM model with DST, which we don't like. I think you guys you're all aware of where Kevin and I kind of stand on that. But we don't want to be boxed in that model. We don't need to be boxed in that model. And there's a very interesting thing about DST anyway. We all, I think, understand, and especially with DST, we're able to speak so informally about the stuff. We are not recruitment heavy, right? I mean, we get on this webinar. I don't think anybody else really does big webinars with all this information with 1,000 people on and try not to sell people. We do the opposite, right? We're like telling you not to buy stuff. So we are not very recruitment heavy people. We're not very driven by how much money can we get from people. It's the same thing on INFINii as well. Hopefully you guys can see that. But if you look at the business model, okay, what we call the compensation structure, the compensation structure in large economies, we call it the tax system, always drives the behavior, okay? So in compensation plans where you have very high commissions on expensive products, you will always see people focus on the compensation. You will always see people trying to get people on their level 1 to buy expensive things, right? And like we explained, this is great. Look at this. You sell somebody on your level 1, $2,000 worth of package, you're going to get $1,000 in commission. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all, but it does drive this concept of recruit, and it's recruitment heavy, and that's what it does. With INFINii, the compensation plan is the complete opposite. You actually get paid very little on your upfront level 1 sales. But if you have a team that you support, if you have a team that you work with, it's not limited by levels or anything like that. It's unlimited depth, and it really encourages team growth. So here's what you start seeing happen. So even though Kevin, Jason, and I might be extremely anti-recruitment and anti, the typical shenanigans that happen, the compensation plan itself lends to recruitment. And if recruitment money dries up, you will see people say, okay, let's do something else. On the other hand, with INFINii, you're going to see people say, if I can build a team that I can sustain, that I can get them success, then I will do a lot better, then I'll build bigger, and so on. So those are the other differences as well that you see in the compensation side. Now, how will that actually play out in the real world is an interesting thing, right? I mean, you never know until you actually really test it out. But we've seen that on the DST side. It's interesting. We're all about it. We like it. But if that's going to be the primary motivation for an affiliate to promote, then it makes a lot more sense to just increase the level 1 commission and make it a single tier product. So that's the direction the DST is going to go, and it'll become an INFINii digital product. On INFINii, we see the growth is going to happen more from 1 or 2 people talking to 1 or 2 people, especially in the overseas markets with the local people, when they're referring their local vendors and they're referring their local manufacturers. And that's why that has a compensation plan that's more suited around that. So those are like all the differences. The way I see it, if I was to give you very impartial advice on this, is if you are going to focus, if you want to learn how to sell on eBay, Amazon, and Bonanza, and that's the primary thing, your primary focus is training and ongoing training and getting new training and helping your teams in multiple languages and so on, then INFINii Prime level is a better suited thing for you. If you're more focused on developing an eBay business and slowly growing that through all the steps, and you're looking to really move quickly into Amazon FBA and into Amazon dropshipping and all of those things, then DST is a better fit for you. And those are decisions that you guys have to make. We feel it's better to just give you the options and you guys can decide what works for you. You're all smart people. You're clearly smart people because I get to see how much money you guys make. And smart people, I mean, you have to be smart to be doing 40 million every 3 months. And that's just like, that's a subset of our user base. We know there's a lot more people doing a lot more. So hopefully that addresses stuff. Matt, your opinion on this is very welcome. If you have any thoughts on this. And then I would like to have Kevin give us a little bit of a talk, and then we will go into the final piece, which is something special they're going to be doing on the DST side.
Definitely. Yeah, so I think you put it pretty good. I've gone, so as Hitesh said earlier, I actually got captured for a while. I don't know, end of the year till just recently. I wasn't really keeping up too much with INFINii. I actually went through there last week. And guys, there's, you know, a lot more tools, a lot more training for the $50. If you guys are paying Elite and Pro and all that now, it's probably a better idea to check out INFINii. There's a lot on Facebook of, hey, it's just about the recruiting. And, you know, it might have been just the way the pre-launch went, but now it's a lot of training. So go in there, check it out for sure. And I think you might actually like it better and get more value out of it. So that's what I think. Yeah, and guys, the Bonanza tool is pretty cool. So that's something that I don't have on any software that I have built. So I've been playing with that too. So
very cool. Well, thank you, Matt. I almost forgot. Do you mind, Kev, if I cover one more thing?
Have at it.
Okay, so this is give me a second, okay? I'm gonna log in there. And I hope this account has the right privileges. Kev, can you do me a favor and log into one of the accounts that has, actually, if I pause this, give me guys just 1 second and there we go. Okay, guys, if you're able to see my screen. So one of the things that I wanted to go over was, one question came up about the event attendees. You know, what are the things that event attendees get? So here are the things that event attendees that I already mentioned. You know, the affiliate co-op and the new DST Genesis product co-op. Those are only for the event attendees. Okay, these are special things that we only do once in a while. These are not ongoing things. These are things just for the attendees. On top of that, we had added a bunch of training back here, lots of tools back here, and also this whole thing called niche analysis, which I really think that you guys need to give some serious value to, because I don't think a lot of people have really used it properly. So here's what this does. It kind of breaks everything down, but it basically tells you what are the markets and small niches out there that have a lot of market capitalization right now, in the sense that there are people who are purchasing items right now, and there is a need for items in that particular market. It shows you what age range people are looking. This is actually a very good age range, because this is people who are looking to spend money. This is the number, this is the audience that we anticipate, the number of buyers, and what's the breakdown by gender. Okay, now this is always good. When you have a niche which has a lot more female buyers and male buyers, that's actually a good thing, because they tend to spend a little bit more, and they tend to spend more during the daytime as well. That is just pure data. Okay, I'm not saying this because my wife is in the room. I'm just giving you guys data. So here's some of the keywords and what is the traffic on it. What is the SEO value? Basically is a rough estimate of what we believe is the dollar value to be extracted from these keywords, okay, based on the products that are selling on it and so on. Now, this applies very easily and very beautifully to your eBay and Amazon sales as well. Okay, so as you can see, we are showing you some of the searches on Amazon related to this. So you can see ADHD supplements, ADHD fidget toys, ADHD supplements for kids. These are some clear, simple keywords that you can target, products that you can source, and stuff like that. Okay, so I hope you guys are starting to see the value in this. The same thing going forward, here is a great thing. If you want to write sales copy on this, here is your sales copy right here, because this is all the questions and answers in this particular industry. Okay, so what are the questions being answered? What are the questions being asked? What are the answers to those questions? And how can you actually include this in your appeal to your audience to purchase the item from you? Now, you can do this with digital products. You can do it with physical products. You can do it on Amazon and so on. The beautiful thing is you can also create videos, and you can drive traffic from those videos. Also, if you're doing YouTube PPC, you can drive traffic from YouTube PPC for some lead generation if you're really interested in a particular market. So I don't know how deep you guys want me to go into this. Do you guys want me to explain this a little bit more from a guy with a lot of SEO experience perspective, or do you want me to? All right, okay. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail right now, but then maybe we will also do a separate webinar or training video just on this. So there are different sources out there of traffic. Okay, you guys are most familiar with eBay and Amazon, which are platforms that we call have internal or native traffic, meaning that most of the people who go to Amazon are going there with an intention to purchase. They usually have a thought of what they're going to purchase. They're not just going there with random searches, right? People on YouTube and Google might be what we call information searchers. A lot of them are searching for details or information. They're not necessarily buyers. What you want to do is use the information traffic, which is cheap, and transfer that into buyer traffic. Okay, that's basically the entire agenda. If you master how to do that online, it literally doesn't matter. You can make money in e-commerce, you can make money with SEO, you can make money with consultation, you can make money with CPA offers, you can make money with pay-per-click programs, you can make money with whatever you want really at that point. Okay, now the idea behind niche analysis, it really was put together from the perspective that you would be looking to do this with digital products as well as physical products. Okay, so this right here is telling you what are the primary keywords that people are typing in to learn things from. And you can see that very clearly. ADHD statistics. When somebody types in ADHD statistics, they're not necessarily looking to buy a book about statistics on ADHD, right? They're just looking for some data. They might be writing a college paper or something. On the other hand, if somebody's typing in ADHD fidget toys in Amazon, they're specifically looking for some fidget toys on Amazon, right? So what this whole breakdown, this document is there to tell you guys what is your target audience, how to appeal to the target audience, and how to sell them the right things that they actually want and actually need. Okay, so if I was in your place, here is how I would approach this. If this was a niche that I want to get into, ADHD, I would begin first of all with realizing, I would look at this very quickly and I would realize, okay, so it looks like ADHD symptoms in children, a big issue seems to be things for children. And here's how I would confirm that. I would go to Amazon keywords and I see that some of the top search keywords are ADHD supplements for kids, ADHD fidget toys. Clearly fidget toys are not for adults, I hope. So you very quickly get the idea that the primary buyer in this niche is looking for something for kids. So you could source a product or you could dropship products in this. At the same time, what I would do is create a couple videos or maybe create a quick 2 or 3 page website, which would give information that would target these keywords that would sell these products. Okay, that would refer these products as an affiliate. If you want to make money as an affiliate, this is what you would do. If you want to make money on e-commerce as a drop shipper, then you would drop ship these items, or you would sell these items and source them and sell them on Amazon. Okay, now going forward, you will find other niches. Let me go through some of the other ones that will become a little bit clearer. But here are examples of products that are currently selling and how well they're selling. So you can see right here that Amazon has 13,267 products that show up for ADHD. Here are the best selling products right now. at the time of creating this, which was December of 2015. It's very recent. This is your average price. These are your views. This is your rating. And this will help you understand how much money is in this niche overall. Okay. Here are your primary products on eBay that are selling well. This one I sold 120 of them. This one I sold 59. Gives you an idea on, is the supplement industry what I want to go into? Because as you can see, all of the top products in both of the major platforms are all related to supplements, right? So this right here helps us realize that a big niche, a good industry to go into is ADHD products for children, specifically supplements. And here are some supplements that are doing well, that are getting good ratings and so on. And you can make your decision based on everything that you're taught in Genesis and Monopoly. You can make your decision to decide, do I want to enter this market? Is there too much competition in this market? Or is there some good stuff to be done over here? Okay, does that help so far? Does it begin to address a little bit of why this is very, very, very strong data that a lot of people would give you a lot for? Okay, beautiful. So, and guys, again, if you're confused about it, it's okay. Just revisit this training once and go through this document. You'll begin to understand what's really going on. ClickBank is a digital product marketplace. Okay, this is showing you what are the top products on ClickBank for this item. Now, because I have experience in this, I can look at this data and I can immediately tell you that this is not worth it. It's not worth it to sell digital products in this niche, on ClickBank at least, because gravity indicates how many individual affiliates have made money or have made sales of this product in the last 30 days. Okay, so you can see that very few affiliates have individually made money on these products. And despite the high commissions, you're not going to make a whole lot of money. So you will probably not be able to recoup your PPC money or your advertising money that you spend here. So I would not spend money on selling a digital product here. I would not be selling digital stuff. I would be selling supplements. And I have all the data to confirm that before I go into this market, right? So instead of going in there and taking a guess that for ADHD, maybe this is what's selling well, I can go in here with very good information, decide preemptively what will be good and what will not be good, and I can avoid the bad things so I don't waste my time and money. Here are some blogs that are doing well. So if you did want to advertise, let's say you have an Amazon product, let's say you bring out some very unique fidgeting toys, right? Some fidget toys that really are shown to help kids. Maybe you have some scientific data to back it up. Here are the blogs that you want to approach and say, hey, will you do a review for my product? It is designed to help kids with ADHD. Or these are the forums you would go and see if they have advertising available and so on. Okay. Does that help, guys? Is it all beginning to click a little bit and you're beginning to understand why I was like, good guys, this is like a treasure chest. And I think most people didn't realize how great this is. I was really surprised that a lot of the leaders weren't training on this, because I thought this was probably the thing that you want to use to show the real power of DST by a whole lot of, I mean, this is the stuff that people need to be able to make good decisions. Anyways, you can see right here what are the best groups on Facebook. So if you want to do Facebook advertising, if you want to target specific groups, this is what you want to do. Big groups on there, big pages on there, channels on YouTube. Again, this is like pinpoint accuracy information. This is all you need. And Kevin is probably like sitting there sweating and fidgeting and getting ready to jump into this in a minute. Now, all that I just showed you guys is example of one niche. We can keep going. Here are the low competition keywords with searches on them. So if you are interested in targeting those keywords, right here, everything is broken down for you. And then we begin the next topic. And the entire process repeated for this topic. And we can keep going and going and going. There is a lot of data in here. And here is what we are doing actually, guys. In the background, we have a whole research team that's constantly updating this. So I actually have a lot more coming out as well. I don't know how much more you guys want, but I hope this is very, very exciting for you guys. I mean, it's very exciting for me because this is the kind of stuff that I have done very, very well with. Before ever creating DST, we, Kevin worked on advertising lead generation in primarily, I think, make money niches. And I did a lot in other niches. And that's why I'm like, kind of
Tesh,
excited about it.
there's a lot of companies that, charge monthly for just some of this stuff. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, of
And
course.
and all they do is they get, some of that information, and then they just display it when a query is done, and they charge a monthly for that. So it's really awesome. Yeah.
So guys, this is where it is. So if you were at the event, you go to the VIP event recording, and right here, niche market analysis documents, that's where you go, and you have all of the data in there. You can run through it, enjoy it, learn from it, take your time with it. You'll be very surprised with some of the data that's in there. And it'll really give you very unique perspective and very unique ideas on what you should do next. And when you are ready and you say, hey, I'm ready to make a product about autism or product about ADHD or, whatever you decide to do. Actually, you know what? There's a very interesting thing that a lot of you guys probably don't realize. We actually still have websites. Like I have websites that I built. We actually have a website, and I don't think anybody really knows this. We have a website that sells a carpal tunnel treatment. Okay, it's a digital cure. It's a video series that has Jason in it. Okay, it's a video series by Jason Rose.
I gotta see that.
Who's a chiropractor, and yeah, I don't think anybody realizes. And he actually goes through that if you have carpal tunnel, instead of getting a surgery, and it's like 85% of the people who get a surgery, they don't need it because they can actually fix it. And he actually literally shows them exactly how to fix it. And you can fix it like in 24 hours. And we actually still get sales for that. We built it like 3 years ago. And this is the kind of research that I did before building that, right? So we actually were going to build an autism treatment website because we had hyperbaric chambers and all that stuff. Who on this webinar has actually dealt with anybody compare with autism or know somebody who has a child who's autistic or has cerebral palsy or so on, right? I mean, look at that. Right on this call alone, there's 20, 30, it's still going, a 40 now. So we have about, look, it's still coming in. So we probably have 100 people who know somebody specifically who has had autism or a child who has autism right now. And it's very interesting to me because, Jason, that was one of his big things, that he would have, kids come in who would have cerebral palsy, who have never even walked, like very severe cases. And he would put them through this treatment where they would be able to get up and walk. And there was one case where this little girl, and she, said, I love you for the first time to her mother after this treatment. And it was like, a really big emotional thing. But so we were building sites about that, and that's what you do. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So you can use this data over here to really start working on a lot of those things and start exploring additional things that you guys can be doing. And when you're ready to say, okay, I have a digital thing that I've built, a digital course that I put together, or a digital training on, let's say you're really good at building websites. Let's say you want to offer that as a service. All of those things, you would go to INFINii Digital and you would say, I want to offer this to somebody else. And other people, okay, even non-INFINii members, non-DST members, will be able to come in and purchase those things from you. So hopefully you guys begin to understand, like this is a totally different world. When you say, how do we compare DST to INFINii? The scope, the concept, everything else is so big and so different in the background that it's hard for me to really put it together like that. Head-to-head comparison in terms of pure training, I just showed you guys, what's in INFINii at the prime level and so on. But you really have to understand there's so much more in the background over there that is in the future. And you guys don't have to jump on it right now. Not at all. You don't have to jump on it right now. But as you put it out there, you will begin to see it. And when the time is right, then take advantage of those things as well. Okay, so we actually have DST members. Matt is a good example. We have DST members who are putting together digital products right now to launch on the INFINii marketplace, in the INFINii digital marketplace. So that's what it's about. Now, if you were not at the event, one thing that we had said that we will make this niche marketing system available on INFINii Digital after the event. So as we put out the INFINii Digital platform, we'll be putting that out towards the end of this month, and we'll be putting out the first products on there. We will actually put this on there. So if you don't have access to this because you did not purchase a ticket, you will be able to get it through here, through the INFINii digital marketplace once we actually put it out there. If you really need it right now, or you're really after the information right now, you can open a support ticket and we will look into that and work with you guys on that. But by and large, anybody who got a ticket should be in here using this, in my opinion. And I'm telling you guys very genuinely, without any attempt to sell you on this, this information right here is well worth over $1,000. That's what I would readily pay for the level of research that you get into the number of niches you get. And keep in mind, what I'm showing you right now, even this whole document right now is a snippet of the actual document. The actual document is much larger. There's a lot more information in there. So that's basically that. Hopefully, does anybody think this was a good value for an event ticket that you guys got to go shopping? You guys get $100 back. You also got your price.
I think we gave away 30,000
back, and you got this for free. What's that, Kev?
No, at the event, I think we gave away, like, handed out in cash, something like $30,000. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's what happened. So, the last time we had the event, for those of you who were not at the event or didn't know what happened, when people came to the event and we selected 300 people and we just gave them $100, like literally just gave them $100 cash and took them shopping. So they shopped with that money. We brought them back. We took them to a big room where we had the machine set up. They packaged everything up. They sent it in to Amazon FBA to make money off of that. They were trained by our staff along the way, and they got this niche freedom document at the same time, and a bunch of other things, and a lot of additional training as well. So you guys just, what do I say except don't miss our events? I guess that's the only thing.
Is there anyone on here that was at the event and we actually handed you some money?
Norman was at the event. I remember Norman was there. I remember many people actually.
Okay, cool. Yep. Maris, Becky, David, Robert, Toronto. Oh, cool. Here they go. Here we go. There's a lot of them. Yeah, that's awesome. That was something that I don't think anyone, I don't think anyone does except for your company. But when I say your company, I mean DS. And I'm not talking to you, Tesh.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
I thought you were.
Cool.
I was hoping you were.
Beautiful.
Okay,
well, hey,
I
think we're at like an hour and a half so far. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we're well over time. There was one more thing that I did want to show them, but maybe we'll do it next time. Yeah, if you want to, maybe sing a song or something for the next like 30 seconds, I can look it up.
I sang last night, so my voice is it's not gonna work. 90 minutes, halfway there. I got most people saying just keep going, show it. So the co-op, let me cover that real quick. You guys will get an email, and in your back office, you'll be able to purchase co-op. So if you're a ticket holder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, actually, let me just ask this. Let me poll and see who's here. Who here wants to get on an affiliate co-op with us? It's still going. I think it sounds like everybody.
Hey, Kevin, since I have the mic, I claimed first spot since it was closed before I got in last time.
I'm sorry you're breaking up. Lisa Andrews just took your spot. So did Jack and Karen and Wanda and Mark. So what we'll do is we'll put that in the back office, and I'll email you guys if you got a ticket. And then if we still have space after that, then what we'll do is we will send it out to folks who don't have ticket events. So I want to make sure that we pack it out. And no, you don't have to have Aweber. So you don't have to have an autoresponder if you do this. And we'll follow up with your leads on your behalf. And you'll be able to see your leads in the back office. You don't have to have an autoresponder or anything. What we do is, the way we do these is we take the pages, we drive the traffic, and then you just get the leads, and then we follow up with them. So it's pretty cool. And this is for DS. Now I will be doing co-ops on INFINii side as well. For those of you who are over there, we will be doing co-ops on there, and you guys will have access to the Partner Plus training and all kinds of cool stuff we're doing over there.
Okay, so Guys, are you ready to see one more thing? Because somebody just mentioned this in the questions, and I just remembered that I hadn't shown this. So there was one more thing that was offered last time at the event, which was your product sources Rolodex. Who here has accessed it so far? Can somebody tell me if they actually went through? Because this is the one thing that I really don't like when we put out stuff and people are like, oh, I didn't even know it was there, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys very quickly. Okay, I'm going to scroll through this fast because it's kind of massive as well.
Let me just
as you can see on my screen,
you're not showing your screen yet, Tash, but
yeah,
real quick, just so you guys know, it's been back there for months. So I got someone saying it's not in my back office yet. It's been back there for months, and it's under the event, the VIP event.
Yep. Okay, so guys, take a look at this. If you can see my screen now. Okay, so right in the beginning, you have your basic stuff. You got your general dropshipping networks and whatnot. Now, as we continue going down, it's going to start breaking down very specifically car covers, fitness dropshippers, best ones for automotive stuff, best ones for electronic items, best one for aftermarket parts, general electronics if you want to work with, sports dropshippers, gifting dropshippers, toys and games, health and fitness, home and garden, clothing, jewelry, accessories, and on and on and on. Basically, it's broken down by category, actual dropshippers that have items that are specific, that are limited in scope, in that you can actually go sell them on Amazon if you want to as well. And they have quick drop shipping, they have all of these things. And they've been tested as of November 2015. Our networks that we have been in contact with, that we've spoken with, that we've confirmed are now, just to be fair, these sites do change very, very rapidly at times. Okay, so in the past 3-4 months, some of them might have changed. But that is a pretty insane resource, and I don't want to show the whole thing on the webinar in the recording, because then what's the point of giving it just to a few people? But it's I think it's kind of crazy that it's there. So if you guys have not used your niche analysis documents, if you've not used your Rolodex yet, please use those. If you don't see them, send us a ticket. We will make sure that we take care of you. If you had not purchased a ticket last time, when we are set to do our next event, we will probably hook you up one more time. Now, the niche freedom stuff that we showed you, the niche analysis stuff, that is going to be available as a standalone product for you as well. But the Rolodex, we're only going to be limiting, again, just people who purchase tickets. We're not going to be selling it to anybody else. By the way, guys, just to let you know, this is not a webinar for an event coming up. We're not. There's no ticket sales or anything. We're just letting you know what happens usually. So don't think that I'm about to say, hey, there's a next event coming up and that's what you do pay for or whatever. So it's nothing like that. It's not a sales pitch at all. I'm just letting you know what the process is on these things. Okay. Now, here's one thing that we should probably do really quick. Since Kevin, everybody is very interested in the Crystal wants us to speak on CPA, PPC, and Facebook. Crystal, you'll be here all night. I mean, we can literally, literally spend the whole night talking about it. It's really interesting to me because, before we started DST, look, it's interesting. If you look at the history of people, you look at the history of what people do, you get a lot of people who start a company because they're broke, right? Or they start in a company because they're broke, and that's fine. That's how most businesses are born. The little bit unique thing about DST is that when Kevin and I were working on it, okay, so Kevin and I, before we started DST, were quite well off, and we were doing okay. And we were actually okay with taking a pretty substantial pay cut. And probably it was a bigger pay cut for me at the time, to be fair, and maybe Kevin, you'll agree. But it was a big pay cut to launch something that was very unique. It was all about pioneering a new thing. So that's the way we think, right? For us, it's a matter of, do we want to pioneer a new thing? The reason why we don't speak so extensively about CPA and PPC and Facebook is, while that's a tool set that we can teach you and we can, I think, do a pretty good job of it, and we will be teaching you on it a lot, we don't think that that's as scalable or as easy for the average person. So right now what happens is that with DST and INFINii, 1,000 people come in to do the e-commerce stuff. The way we structure it, the way we teach it, about 400 to 500 will be profitable. Okay. when we teach you PPC, Facebook, and CPA and so on, especially because those require budgets to begin with, 1,000 people will come in and maybe 100 to 150, maybe 200 will be successful with that. So it's not that it's a bad thing or people are not successful. The success rate is just a little bit lower. Things tend to get saturated very quickly. You don't have as much of a control on how quickly you might end up spending money and might not make it. And one of the worst things is, which I can, the worst thing is that you spend 1,000, you make 2,000, and then when it comes time for you to be paid, your CPA network says, well, the conversions weren't there, so we have shaved your commission by $1,500 or something. Didn't happen to me a lot, but I heard a lot of horror stories about it. And those are some of the cases. Those are some of the reasons why we are careful about it. So we always say, look, guys, you want to learn a lot about that stuff. We have a whole thing called Partner Plus on INFINii, which is all about you guys being able to do that, learn that, to actually build that whole thing out for you. Kev, I was actually hoping that you could maybe show people how Partner Plus works. So, and guys, this is independent of it. It doesn't matter if you have INFINii right now or DST right now or what you want to do with it. The training that you get in there, as well as, I mean, the cost is ridiculous. It's $20, but you can actually use that to create your own things as well, and your own campaigns and all that stuff too. So, Kev, if you want to show that quick, I'm going to give you the control of the screen. And while you're queuing that up, there's one more question about what about the DST version of Shopify that's coming? Yes, we actually have a DST version of Shopify that is coming, but also there is Shopify training already available in INFINii in search, which again is much cheaper than the other training. So you can go and check that out if you would like. The DST version of the training is more expensive relative to that because DST is about one-time sales. So in Surge, you actually can learn about Shopify, about WooCommerce, and you will also be able to use what we are building, our own version of Shopify called INFINii Stores, and you'll be able to use that as well. So Kev, please run us through the glorious thing that you have put together.
I'm gonna log in with one of my test accounts. Oh, pause this video. So this is INFINii Network, and I'm going to be adding some stuff in here that's going to be pertaining just to DS domination. And to clarify, I know we always talk, we go back and forth, DS INFINii. Here's the deal. You're going to start seeing a button that says DS domination powered by INFINii. Okay, we got to kind of clear that up. That it's a subset of INFINii. So just to let you know. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some cool stuff in here that'll be very DS domination sales funnel specific. But what this system is designed to do for you guys is to make sure that you have the training that you need and the tools that you need. And real quick, because I've seen a lot of folks, and we've gotten this at every webinar or at every event. They might say, oh, I'm abandoned by my sponsor. Does anyone here feel like they're abandoned by their sponsor? I'm not trying to get negative, but I just want to be real and ask you a question. Is anyone here abandoned by your sponsor? Like your sponsor is off doing something else that they probably, that you don't want to be involved in, and that you want to be here with DS and you want to be doing the stuff that we're doing and you want to grow with the future of this company. Is anybody in that situation? Okay. I could have stopped talking because I see a lot of yeses. And I have something very, very specific in mind to help every one of you out moving forward. And we gotta hammer this out at a corporate level before I announce that. But I just want to make sure you guys are taken care of, right? And I see a lot of, stuff out there that concerns me because I know that it might be a decision of one person and it could affect and hurt a lot of other people. So if you're in that boat, you got something coming for me. I got your back on this. Number one, does that sound cool? I know it's very vague, but just know that I got you covered because I understand what's happening right now. I've seen some things that I don't like, and I want to make sure you guys are taken care of in some very specific, very direct ways. Okay, cool. All right, love you guys. Every one of you guys who responded, love you guys. All right, so I want to do this. I want to just show you this real quick. So INFINii Network, I mean, this is designed so I can take over, a role that might be missing, right? To take care of some folks and do it at a way that's going to help you get everything you need to build your business. And what do you need to build an affiliate business or a partner business with INFINii or with DS? You need training, right? You need tools. You need capture pages. You need sales funnels. Okay. So let me show you something. This is the back office. You would get an orientation once you're in here. And I give you a very stern, almost threatening warning that if you don't watch this, then the sky's going to fall. And then I go into a couple of things that you need to know. But then we go to a start here, and you start going through an orientation, right? This is 7 minutes. It teaches you more about sales funnels, okay? How sales funnels work. And I'll even just kind of screen some of this and teach you how this system is going to help you set up your sales funnels and reach your goals that you need to reach and to get lead generation, traffic generation, things of that nature. And I'm going to mute you out real quick, Hitesh, because I hear you typing. There you go. So the next orientation, the next part of the orientation is walking you through the system. And it's pretty straightforward. What you do is you go to the system setup, and you'll be setting up a couple of things in your account. You'll just watch the videos and set them up. And what you're setting up is branding your system, personally branding your system, so that your images are back here, so that when you have somebody come through behind you, that they are getting everything that they need from you, right? Maybe a welcome video, a bio on you, a place where they can go check out your social media. It's a branding tool. And this is really goes into the attraction marketing. And if you guys have ever heard of that term attraction marketing, let me know, because it goes into that. Because you could click on meet your sponsor, and unfortunately my sponsor is, the company. So, so I won't see much there, except for a video that says your sponsor will update this soon. But then I can get their Skype info, Facebook, Twitter, a link to their website, a bio on them, their phone number, and their email address. Okay.
I thought I was a sponsor, but he left.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I abandoned you, Tesh. I'm sorry. So I don't know why that's so funny to me. So the next thing we're going to get into is the training, right? And what kind of training that we got going on. And, we're going to teach you these kind of things. One, to start here, your orientation. Can't miss that. Traffic and conversions, follow-up, lead generation, scaling up your business. None of these right now, big disclaimer, none of these are populated. Why? Because it's all right here in the live training. Every training that I do in this system is going to be live, meaning you hop on a webinar with us, you hop on a webinar with a guest trainer or myself, and we go through and teach you the marketing strategy. We teach you about traffic conversions, follow-ups, lead generation, scaling your business, all these things, right? To help you grow. But the one thing that you really need is a sales funnel, right? You need a sales funnel. You need a capture page that goes to a sales page. And you guys have probably set these up. Who's ever set up a sales funnel and been a little bit confused, or maybe it took them an hour, or they had to check with somebody and it got a little messy, right? Yeah, definitely. Well, let me show you how quick it is to set up a sales funnel inside of INFINii Network. If I click on my business center, and I want to set up a sales funnel, and I can see lifetime visitors on this test account and lifetime subscribers. And I can see all these things, these campaigns, all these numbers and stuff that are happening here. And if I don't like one, I can delete it, right? So I can just go ahead and get rid of that. But if I need a new capture page and a new sales funnel, what I would do, watch this. I would click create campaign. And then I would name it test 222. And then I would give it a description, test 222. And then I would pick a capture page in the system.
Just one second. To be fair, just so people understand, you should probably name your campaign something that will relate with maybe your traffic source, so you can easily tell what it's for. Okay, so we're just doing this as a demo for you. But let's say you were going to be driving traffic from a pay-per-click campaign, then you would just say PPC campaign, and whatever your ad group is going to be there, right? So it could be Bing PPC hyphen, and then you could say your ad group, and it could be drop shipping, which is you're going to be targeting drop shipping keywords with a Bing PPC campaign. Or maybe if you're going to do a solo ad with somebody, you put solo ad with the person's name, solo ad Brian G. Okay, I don't know if there's a Brian G. I'm just making that up, but that's basically what you want to do there.
So yeah, definitely. And so what you do is you'll pick your capture page, right? And then you'll pick your sales page. Okay. And let's say customer orientated. And then you'll pick your autoresponder. Do you want the INFINii Network internal autoresponder? And because we have one. You can follow up with your leads. There's pre-written emails in there. There are, you can blast your list, you know, do a broadcast, all that stuff. Or you can connect your Aweber or your GetResponse. It's up to you. But there's a free autoresponder with the system. And then you can put in your third-party tracking code if you have one. Most people don't, but if you're running a pay-per-click campaign, you'll want to put whatever tracking pixel they give you to track clicks and leads, right? So you can track all that stuff. But the point of the fact is, when you're creating your campaign, it's campaign name, quick description. I want this. I want the capture page. I want the sales page. I'm going to go to the internal autoresponder. I hit create a campaign. And that's it. That's how fast you can create your sales funnel. Actually, let me go back. Which one was that? PPC dropshipping. So we're going to go ahead and grab this link. And this is my link. Here's my capture page. It's done for me. And when they enter their name and their email address, they'll go over to their sales page. And when they hit their sales page, they can sign up with me. And all that's tracked right here. So you just saw me click on that. So if I were to refresh this, you would see that your views and your leads will update right here. I had 1 view. I had 0 leads, 0 conversion rate. So this is how you can take this and build out a capture page really, really quick, a sales funnel really, really quick, and have what you need, which is the tracking. I need to track where my views are, where my opt-ins are, and you can create as many as you want. And then when it comes time to email your leads, you can just click view email your leads and come on back here, and you can see leads that I have in the system, all these tests on this account. And you can go ahead and look at your time to follow up emails that are going to go out to them immediately and all the way up till day 10. And you can edit these, and you can go ahead and just add another autoresponder message so that they get autoresponder messages that go out to them. You can also broadcast your list. You can come over and broadcast, and you can go ahead and put your subject and then your message, and you can click that you want to send it out to your active leads, and then pick a time and send your mail out to them. Okay, so it has everything built in to help you grow your business, including the training and the banners and you know, everything that you need, the personal branding. So this system was really designed from what we needed to run our business on a day-to-day basis, right? We needed a place where we can create a capture page very, very quickly and a sales page very, very quickly, literally within 3 seconds, right? Click, name, done, and be able to put the link out there and track the links to clicks to sales and everything. Okay, so that's what we needed, and that's what we built. And we I don't want to say we gave it away, but we priced this at $9 and well, $10, right? $10. So that's what the system costs to get access to it, which is ridiculous. I don't know if anyone caught that. The system's $10, and this isn't by no way a sales for it. This is just, you know, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm not going to give you a link to go get started. What I want you to do though is understand that these are the tools that you need to build your business. You need a capture page. You need to be able to create a sales funnel. You need to be able to track this stuff to grow a successful online business in the sense that people come to your capture page, become a lead, and get followed up with and get them in your business. So yeah, there we go. And yes,
there is an unspoken value here that I think really, really needs to be talked about, which is you get on webinars, and that's great. Also get to see videos, that's great. But you also get to see the live campaigns that Kevin is running. Hopefully I'll be running some as well, but Kevin will be running a lot of campaigns, and you actually get to see the live campaigns where he's going to show you, I ran a PPC campaign, here were my keywords, here was my bid, here was my spend, and here were the results. Here is another one. Here are the best keywords for me. Go target these keywords. Here is my campaign in these 4 different places. I ran a YouTube campaign. Here is the video that I made. You can copy that. Or here is a solo ad that I ran, and here were the results from that. Here is the best email broadcast that got the most number of sales. So you guys don't, I mean, imagine on the e-commerce side, somebody coming in and saying, I'm going to show you the best products, all the research on the products, give you the resources for those products, give you the system to sell on that, and you guys just get to pocket the profits on it. interestingly, that's kind of what we just did with all of the things we talked about. But
Yeah.
the same thing is happening on the partner side as well, where we're saying, listen, you don't have to pay us for training you on the traffic side. Between Kevin and I, we have probably done more traffic than I can actually, you know what? I can give you the statistic. Between Kevin and I, we have done more traffic than all of the remaining DST combined. Okay, because just Kevin and I actually drove well over 9 million visitors just from our internal marketing stream system. So we have driven more traffic into this thing than the rest of the thing put together. I mean, everybody else put together. So we actually know what we're talking about. We've done a lot of this stuff. So you're going to get all of that training on top of everything else. And you don't have to, guess at things. That's the best part. You don't have to guess at it. We're not going to give you a technique or teach you how something is done and say, all right, now go to the Wild West. We're going to also show you the specifics. Kevin is the best person to learn from when it comes to those things.
So this is and I'll tell you, this is actually live right now for our INFINii members, and we're just working out on the back end how we get this tailored for the DS domination side. So if you guys are in INFINii, then you can go get it right now. It's in your back office. Yeah, and if you filled out an early bird form, then you'll be getting an email here. Right
there is a way. Kev, there is a way for the join to system. DST members could just go join Partner Plus just from there. They won't need to sign up for anything else if they don't want to.
That's true. That's true. But all the links would be going to INFINii on the back end. So we'd have to make some capture pages.
But they could edit their follow-ups though, couldn't they?
They definitely could edit their follow-ups. Yep. So there's some stuff that we can do, guys, to tailor this to DS. And we'll go through that. I want to make sure it's a streamlined process for you guys. But are you guys interested in this? Because we've been showing this a lot of this stuff on the INFINii side. Are you guys interested in this just for DS domination as well, for this kind of system for DS? Perfect. Okay, I guess the demand is, they're saying they want it over there. So Norman always cracks me up.
I know he does. Me too. In part because I can see him saying this stuff, right? Because we have
You can just picture him standing there. Yeah, that's what's funny.
Well, here are a couple of things to point out, though, guys. Let me just point a couple of very quick things. First of all, from our perspective. Okay, now keep in mind, we are saying this as people who have not drawn any money at all from INFINii so far. Okay, and all INFINii has gone through so far has been a pre-launch, and we have many extra costs on the INFINii side. Okay, so we are not saying this from as if like we are trying to push INFINii over anything else. But I really want to point out that you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice on which one you're going to promote as well. And that will really be defined by what kind of a compensation structure you feel is best suited for you and you feel will give you the best leg up. So study both of them and make a decision based on that. There would be no point in customizing the entire thing for DST and then having half of you say, well, INFINii is better for me to promote anyway because of the way the comp plan works, because the amount of value that's in there, or because the $50 makes better sense. So you guys should probably take some time to think about that. I'm breaking the cardinal rule of sales right now, which is we should be closing you right now. And I'm saying, listen, you should probably think about it before we commit to something. Okay?
Do you want me to tell you what I would do? Do you want me to tell you what I would do, to be honest, just from my perspective? I'll tell you what I would do as a partner, as an affiliate. I would promote, if I was in INFINii and I had this system, then I would promote INFINii in the system. But then what I would do is after email 10, I would transition into DS domination because it's a lower price point than $90. So you would have your first emails that go out be a part of, promoting INFINii, and then I would promote DS domination to the folks who did not purchase. Because it's a lower price point, you're going to pick up a lot of those people that didn't buy and put them into your DS domination business as well. And I would run both of them because they run so beautifully together. You have all the tracking and things of that nature inside of DS, which we're ramping up. And you have a lot of the international training and a lot of the master classes and things that we're doing in INFINii. So that's what I would do. And if anyone wants to do that, actually what I'll do, guys, is I'll put some I'll give you my campaign that I'm personally running, so you can do that if you want to. So just let you know. Yep.
And Kev, do we have segmentation already, or can we add segmentation so they can segment out people who have not yet purchased in INFINii? So somebody who has not joined INFINii after 10 days, you can mail them just the DST stuff.
Yeah, what you do is there's a new list that I'm adding back there. So when somebody purchases, you just go into your back office, into your mailer, and you can move your leads onto another list of people that are in the system. So I would just go over here and I would move them, I'd transfer this person onto another list, into another contact group, right? And I'll add another contact group in here for you guys to do that. And this will be part of the orientation training that we do, so people can learn that. So when somebody joins INFINii, that you just go back here and move them. You would know if they joined and you'd be pretty excited about it. You can take 2 seconds to go do that. And now you just let your campaigns keep running for the folks that didn't join, right? And then you start moving them over into the DS domination territory. And it's your list. You can put whatever, you can broadcast whatever you want, right, guys? You're generating your list. So you can send them out whatever you want to. I mean, we're not, just have at it, you know? Send out your DS domination stuff. If you have your own products, you can mail them out from back there, whatever you're doing. And when the digital comes out, oh my goodness, now it opens up just this huge funnel.
I know, that's, yep. That's where it goes crazy, guys, because then you can be segmenting and mailing out all sorts of stuff. It'll be beautiful.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
One very important thing, Kevin, before we forget, because we have a tendency to do this, can you quickly go in your INFINii back office and show somebody how to get to purchase Partner Plus? It's very, very easy, guys. But Kevin, if you could just show them once by going to the top right or going to the billing page.
Let me go into, I'm already logged into one. So what I would do is just go over here and I would click to upgrade. Yep. And that's it. And you would see right here, there you go, Affiliate Plus, boom. And I can use my credit card, my approved balance, my push credits, boom, I'm in there. So if you guys are in INFINii, there you go. That's where you get it. And you'll see a banner right on this front page too. We've got a banner we're adding right on the front page to let you know that it's available as well.
Now, once you have upgraded, once you are Partner Plus, then you have to do one more thing. You have to go to the INFINii network site and set up your account over there. So you should get an email from Kevin from INFINii network showing you guys that. Or Kevin, if you just want to show them very quickly what the process is there, or we just put that video in the back office for you guys so you can just go through it. But there are just 2 steps. Step 1 is upgrading in INFINii. Step 2 is going to INFINii network and setting up over there.
Yep. So I'll tell you what, guys, look in your back office for those of you who are in INFINii. Just check your back office like 10 minutes after this webinar is over, and then just go over to there's partners, and you'll see a Partner Plus tab right here. And then it'll give you instructions on what to do. Cool.
All right, but again, guys, it's up to you. You can use it for DST stuff. You can use it for INFINii stuff. You have all the methods on there. It's really up to you how you guys go about it. Anyways, end of the day, it's all your decision, all your choice. You have both things available to you. Whatever fits you better, whatever works better for you. Work with it or with both. The market is open, right? There's a reason why we kept both of the things running together, because there are 2 separate distinct markets that you can pursue with this, and that's the good thing there.
Okay. And again, I just want to let everyone know that that question that I was asking about earlier about, you know, if you're abandoned by a sponsor, you'll be hearing from me very, very soon. Okay, guys. So yeah, just tossing that back out there. You'll be hearing from me in a very strong way very, very soon on a lot of stuff.
Okay. Norman. Norman's I'm taking one. Of course. Okay, guys, it's nothing like that. We're just we're going to be just looking at ways to help people. Regarding OD, Bruce, I posted an update about that just very recently. That's also it's going through the same process as DST. We're transitioning to a single tier product, which will be put out on INFINii Digital. Okay, guys, we've gone 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, and
it's crazy everyone's still here though. It's nuts.
I know it's nuts. It's beautiful in a way. So we just need to address two things on here. One is that I had in the agenda list over here a special thing for a special promo. Okay, hang on a second, guys. Unfortunately, I have Skype going crazy and taking over. Let me try and grab the screen quick. Okay, so some of the updates that have already happened on your tools in the background. First of all, you will find that your product research is faster now, and you're going to be able to filter out your results really well. And I've gone through this a few times, but I really want to just repeat that one more time because I feel like a lot of people don't realize this. So you can actually target down to the specific exact products that suit your criteria. So for example, you know that you want to target products more than $50 now because of the Amazon, the super saver shipping has gone up above 50. So you want to say price more than 50, rating of greater than 4. And you can see right here that, the most popular products seem to have more than 300 in reviews. You can do greater than 300 and hit enter. And it will now automatically sort through all of them and target down just to those specific items that suit your needs. Okay, so this function has existed since before, but a lot of people didn't realize it or didn't use it. You can combine these filters together to target specifically the thing that you're after. Okay, you can actually do that with a keyword as well. So you could type in ergonomic, for example, if you want, and it will show you only ergonomic things. So you could type in, for example, if I type in Amazon, it's going to show me only the products that are from Amazon Basics in this case. So you can combine all of these things together to very quickly drill down to 3 or 4 specific items that you actually want to work with. In addition to this, one of the other things that we're working on right now on the tool side is it's a very tricky thing to build because of some factors that are involved in it, but we're actually building a system which will allow you to find products that have sold recently on eBay that are available cheaper at other sources, and you'll be able to define how much the profit margin should be. So once we're able to put that out, we are running through some algorithmic things on that. That will make your product selection and research extremely fast and very, very targeted. So you won't have to guess anymore at all. You'll literally be able to find out what products have sold for profit in the last 30 days, in the last 60 days, whatever, and you can target them. The other update that's happened in the background is the background engine of our listing creator has been changed. So our listing creator is a little faster. Now, if you had any issues with being able to list because of your eBay token, you can do 2 things. One, you have to disconnect your token from eBay. And if you want to force reset that token, you can actually send us a support ticket and say, I need to reset my eBay token. Can you please delete my existing one? And we'll get rid of that and you can reconnect with a new token instead. Okay, that's also done. It's also ready in the background. You guys just have to reset to the new token. You can just send us a ticket and that'll be taken care of. The other update that's happening on the tool side is we are building a system to help you list faster by doing bulk listings. Now, again, guys, we've tested this many, many times, and the reason why we've always shied away from putting out a bulk lister is bulk listings do not rank as well. For one, eBay sees the API footprint and they recognize this is not a human being doing it, so they don't rank as well. The sell-through rate is lower. To deal with that, we've been working on some challenges and things where you can still import and specify special keywords and set it up as a drip campaign and whatnot. So we have been working on those. Those things are also ready, and we expect to put that out in a couple of weeks at most. They're going through tests right now. So there are a lot of fun things happening on the tool side. Again, we're not upselling you guys on any of this stuff. You're not going to be actually charging for it right now. I don't know if that's a sound business model. I'm pretty sure that's not a sound business model.
Nah, it'll be okay. Skip it to him.
Yes, but I think it's at this point we're just kind of like, let's just do it. So those are some of the additional things that we're doing for you guys, and that's that. Regarding the tracker, so we've also sped up the tracker. You already have a tracking system in here. We're building another tracking system which will actually be sold as a completely separate third-party tracking system called INFINii Tracking. Now, the way INFINii tracking will work is that if you already have an INFINii account, it will be included there. Just like with DST, you have included tracking. With INFINii, if you're a Surge member, you will have INFINii tracking working for you as well. But it will be, there are some very unique things we are doing there. That's one of the things that I would rather keep to ourselves because of the unique competitive advantage. There are actually a lot of people who really like to keep an eye on what we are doing so they can compete with us, which is a good thing. It's the free market, all about it. But that's one of the things that I would like to keep to myself a little bit until we actually have it out in a big way. So, and you know what the other beautiful thing you're going to see is, as soon as you put out INFINii Digital, you will probably see 20, 30 different auto order and tracking and all these kind of systems available to you at your fingertips. All of them will compete with each other for you to try and get you the cheapest price, because everybody really, really, really craves the audience that we have built here. So you're going to see lots of wonderful things happen here very soon with the digital marketplace coming out. Matt, I know, is ready to go. I know Nathan, Dion, we have lots of wonderful people who are just ready to go and provide even more stuff to you guys. So I hope all of these things have been, oh yes, yes, of course, Book Boss and the couponing course. We have all of those ready to go. So we're going to be working on all these things out. Now, guys, here's one of the reasons why we're a little bit hesitant to put timelines on things. For one, I'm in a very, very unique situation. Thankfully, not a lot of people have to go through the situation that I'm in right now, but it makes it very hard for me to predict how many hours and how many days I'll be at a hospital and not. So we are trying to be more cautious about giving a timeline, which then we have to change because of the situation there. And then secondly, we are actually putting things through a very significant process of testing now with beta test and all that kind of stuff internally before we put it out to the general market. We have such a large user base that a small mistake actually ends up becoming really, really big issue, because when we put out something, it doesn't go out to 100 people or 50 or 100, 500 people or even 1,000 people. We are putting stuff out and it's going out to literally 100,000 plus people. So when we put something out, it's going out to a lot of people, and it's actually, no, Norman, it's not 50,000 either. It's actually well over 100,000. And if you combine both the sides, then we're talking well over 200,000 people. So we are, we have a very, very significant user base where we have to worry about if we make small mistakes, them becoming big issues, and our customer support gets buried if we make a mistake. They'll get 500, 600 tickets overnight. So we have to be very cautious about it. And I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. But anyways, guys, I think this was all exciting and interesting. Everybody learned something new and it was helpful. We'll do a 30-second recap if you guys want. And just a blanket statement. I really appreciate all of the thoughts and prayers and all of the wonderful things that you guys send on Facebook and email and support desk and all that. And I appreciate that on this call as well. So thank you very much for all of that. I really do appreciate it. Now, and I'm not an emotional person, so I won't dwell on it too much. You can hear my wife in the background going, "No, he's not." So I at least try to not be outwardly. I think I don't know. Anyways, let's recap very quickly. So you guys have seen DST Train is just doing insanely awesome. We are very proud. Our members are doing so well. It's very fulfilling to, even when we are kind of down, we are stressed. We have a lot of things going on. We log in there and we see, $40,200,000 made by our users. That's really encouraging. That's wonderful to see. And we are like, okay, this is great. It gives us a lot of motivation to keep going. So that's going awesome. Thank you for that. We've covered all the tools. We covered the fact that you've all been getting them for free this entire time. We haven't billed you for it. We're not going to bill you for it now. So enjoy. I hope you all like that. If you have any glitches with the tool, just in the back of your mind, say, by the way, this is a free tool for me. They're not charging me for it, but please send us a support ticket. We'll take care of it for you. You got the perspective of Matt as a heavy user of these things on why he prefers to use his own internal systems and not use third-party systems outside of DST, what his reasons are for that. And we will be actually bringing out his own system as well to you guys so you can all use it as well. And if I can get through to him, we might be able to make it a one-time thing with a special bonus thing where you can be part of some elite group as well with him. So we'll work on him a little bit. You guys will be getting a new weekly webinar schedule. You'll be getting a weekly webinar again where you can attend to ask all of your questions. We will try and merge, because we have so many people who are doing Amazon and eBay at the same time. We're going to try and answer both type of questions on the webinars going forward instead of separating them out too much. You guys saw the new DST affiliate co-op. You saw the Partner Plus system. The affiliate co-op will be announced and will most likely be activated on Tuesday. For registration, we'll open registration for probably 2 weeks, and then we will close the registration and go to the traffic part. You saw the numbers for the new Genesis product co-op. Those numbers are right here, and we're going to put this in your DST back office. Again, this is just for ticket holders, so you will see it in the VIP section. We talked about our support staff. We have brought on and dedicated more support staff. It's going to be sped up and do really well very soon. We went through a lot of situations that are going on with the Amazon FBA program. I'm pleasantly surprised that so many of you are plugged into this, that a lot of you have actually received these warnings from Amazon already. I'm very unhappy and disappointed to see that very few people have talked about it publicly and very few people have taught others about it. But at the same time, that's kind of our job, so I'm glad that we're able to do that role for you and warn you about what's going on. There's a special DS domination promotion that we're going to be doing. We're going to, given all of the situations and all the things that we just talked about, we're actually going to be combining, we're going to be lowering prices on a lot of things. We're going to be combining together in single packages. It's like once a year thing that we do, and we'll be putting it out there for you guys. We'll include niche packet in there, actually the niche freedom packet in there if you don't have access to it. So you guys can use that as well. And finally, we covered all of the differences and comparisons between INFINii and DST and the big picture behind INFINii, so you guys can be ready to capitalize on that when the right time arrives. Until then, it's entirely your choice. There's no pressure either way from us on which direction you go in. I think that summarizes everything. Did we miss anything, Kevin?
No, that's it. And we've seen a lot of there's probably in the chat right now like 5,000, literally 10,000 different comments and people good stuff and showing us what they've got going on and just really good stuff. And I just posted on my Facebook wall, and I already got that on there, Hitesh. So just refresh your screen. You already tagged
Dang it, you beat me to it.
Yep, I beat you to it.
Yes,
So head over to my wall or Hitesh's wall and just let us know your thoughts on this stuff.
No. It's not on my wall. It's just on Kevin's wall. So please only go to Kevin's wall for this.
Okay, I only go to Kevin's wall for this. So go check it out and leave us your comment and what you guys like. I want to hear from you guys and see what you thought of tonight, what you feel about what we've got going on in the future, the things that we're doing here, and just get your general opinion. And if you have any success stories, like if you have any kind of snapshots you can toss on there of things that you're doing that are cool, that have gotten you results in the last couple weeks, months, whatever, just toss them up there, get them up there. I want to see what you guys are doing. I want to see what kind of results you've got. I get tagged quite a bit, and sometimes I don't get a chance to go over and review those tags because if you all know me, I don't go on Facebook too often because that little green light comes on, someone messages me, it pops up, I'm there to do something else, and I feel horrible when I can't respond because I've got something else going on. So I'm over here and I want to sit here and review all these tonight and see where you guys are at. So just keep them coming. Toss on some snapshots, hit the like button, whatever you got to do. I want to see where you're at and what you're doing, and just sit there and be proud of that for a little bit. That's okay with you guys. So be proud of what your success is and what you guys got going on.
There's a lot of people commenting saying they could understand the Indian guy, but otherwise it was pretty good.
Nice.
All righty, guys. So this was wonderful. Let's do just one quick customary thing that we do. It's kind of our DST ritual. If you guys have made money in the last 30 days with e-commerce, please say yes, I have made money in the last 30 days with DST and INFINii, and put that in that comments tab, please.
Beautiful.
There we go.
it's one thing to have it in a chat all to ourselves and we get to see it, you know, and we look at it and we get all happy because we see the people that are doing great things and everything that's coming through. And it just, I'm telling you, we say this all the time, guys. This stuff drives us, you know. This is what, you know, keeps us up until 4 a.m, taking a nap and getting back at it. And we just appreciate what you guys are doing. Lisa, you have got
look at Lisa.
to post that. I know.
Lisa did
Beautiful.
300,000 last month. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful. Man, we have some awesome.
And you know, here's what I don't want to minimize, guys. Look at those two together. Okay, so you have this one right here from Casey, about $500 in profit, and then you have the one from Lisa, 300,000 last month. And here's what's going to happen. Almost every single time, almost every single company, system, so on, will focus on Lisa's result. And I really want to, I mean, I love it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to talk about, 300,000, but 300,000 is a unique, glorious, wonderful story. But that $500 in profit is such an important story because there are so many people right now where an extra $500, $600 a month for them totally changes everything in their finances. They can suddenly afford to stay home a little bit more with their kids. They can suddenly afford the appointment with the doctor that they couldn't afford. They can suddenly afford the car repairs that they needed. It's a really interesting thing. And I mean, I know situations that I was in that $500 extra would have been totally different, would have been like life-changing. So it's very important for us to recognize that and understand that creating 100,000 people's businesses where they're generating $500 profit per month is a very unique and wonderful accomplishment, instead of creating 5 people who make 300,000 a month. Which, as much as I love the 300,000, I mean, obviously there's no way that I would not like it, but that story of the masses making a little bit more is really important. I mean, that's basically been the single greatest achievement of the free market capitalism system, is the vast number of people who make just a few $100s more. It's never been done in the history. It's never been done in the history of humanity. You've always had the very rich and the very poor, but it's only in the last 300 years that you've had a scenario in the entire history of the world, in this very small space geographically in the world, that you have people, the poorest people, making a few $100s more. And the lot of the average poor person has actually gone up. It's very interesting to see. And I really like seeing that, you know, DST, INFINii, I really follow in that pathway. They really follow in that trend. It really changes a lot of things for a lot of people. So I just really like that we have the system where both of these things are happening at the same time, and it's just so enjoyable to see. And while I was on that little free market rant, there are like 50 more people who have posted. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So guys, again, don't worry about the active sponsor thing. We'll talk to you guys on that as well. And we will let you know about the next event. For those of you asking about the next event, we will let you know when we'll do the next event, and we will address that. And, you know, we will ask Lisa, if you're willing to sometime come on a webinar. There are people asking, how did Lisa do 300,000? And that's up to you. If you would like to someday maybe share a little bit more of which pieces you did. My guess is likely Amazon was involved. Okay, guys. We have this recorded. We will put this back up. All of you guys, thank you for being on. You've been on for 2.5 hours. That's beautiful. And we will speak with you very soon again.
Night, everybody. I'm going to be hanging on Facebook for a little bit, just going through all this stuff and seeing how everyone's doing. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to see you in the next webinar, and keep your eye on your email inbox. We're going to be sending you some cool stuff here pretty soon.
And you guys, there's actually a video I'm going to post tomorrow. Okay, tonight, not tonight, but tomorrow. It's a video that actually has my kids in it, but I'm not going to point them out because I'm not about that. But it's actually for the Ronald McDonald House and the pet therapy program. And I would really like it if you could all share it and drive some traffic to it, because they do some wonderful work, and I would like to get some more attention to them. And Kevin has seen it. It's possibly the coolest video you will ever see.
Yeah, if you have a dog, you'll appreciate it more after watching this video.
Yes, and if you don't, I think you will want one.
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for being on,
Everybody.
and we'll speak with you soon.